Hey, what's going on, guys? So we are after the day 2 of the league, so I decided to give you an update on how my leveling went, how is my progression of my build, my currency and my atlas. And also I want to mention what kind of currency strategies I have been doing and what I'm thinking about doing right now. Okay, so first let's start with leveling. So I actually was kind of anxious going into this league. I felt like I haven't prepared too much and I wasn't too good with leveling on that build. And I was quite right. I was most of the time, I would say, around 2 acts behind most of the other streamers and people that were pushing super fast playing solo. But I got very lucky, and in Act 2 from the new league mechanic, which is the Berserk mod, I did drop Tabula Rasa, which didn't help me that much with progressing the campaign faster, but it actually made it very enjoyable. The process of swapping all of your gems and stuff while leveling is very tedious and annoying, so I'm actually very looking forward to PoE 2 when that is gonna be gone. So just having Tabula and being able to use whatever the gems I want into the 16 was very much enjoyable, and it made my progressing through the campaign much better. Then when I was in Act 7, I also from the Berserk mod, I did drop the Fleshcrafter. But just the Fleshcrafter is obviously nothing too crazy. It actually was around 1 exalt at that point, but still Tabula Rasa is obviously better. But then I did use 20 armor scraps to make 20% quality, and I used 3 jeweler orbs to make it 6 socket. I got quite lucky with that one, and then I used all of my fusings, which was around 20, and I didn't get even 5 link, and I was planning to stop at 5 link. So then I continued through the campaign and I started doing Endless Heist. And with Endless Heist I did farm 20 chaos, and I was able to buy my Dead Reckoning Jewel, which right now is around 1 exalt. So this is why I plan to buy this as fast as possible, because I knew it's just gonna continuously raise in price. So I just bought it and I kept it in my stash, because again, I feel like playing build without Flesh Crafter, I think it's not really worth it. You can probably do it on a 16 Tabula, but I prefer to swap to it with a Flesh Crafter. So then I found Heist for, I would say, between hour or 2, I don't really remember. And I was just using all of my currency to buy Orbs of Fusings. And I did spend between 100 and 200 orbs of fusing, and I actually did got 16, and I did got 16 before even a single 5 link, so that was quite lucky. And at that point I just swapped to Dead Reckoning and Fleshcrafter, so I started using Skeleton Mages. So with that build I completed the campaign and then started progressing the Atlas. And the rest of the gear, most of my items I bought pretty much right after I finished the campaign, which was the one with +1 to all spell skill gems, and I bought some unveiled ones to get the craft for triggers, and I crafted my trigger. I have just rings with life and resistances and ancestry because I need a jewel. Alberon Warpath, which is like 1C, again belt and gloves with just life and resist and some additional attributes, so dexterity, and helmet, same thing, but it also has +1 to number of zombies and skeleton. Enchant I just got randomly, and the implicit doesn't really matter here, and also here I just got it randomly. For the shield I bought Warlord Shield, and I was rolling it with pristine fossils to get percentage life on block, but I wasn't really lucky, and eventually I just settled on this one. This is probably gonna get upgraded today, because flat life on block is not as great as percentage life on block. And for the last item I bought the Ashes of the Stars, and this did cost me 50C. I believe right now it is a bit more expensive, and I also used 2 golden oils to get charisma. So in combination with charisma and increased reservation efficiency of skills on this amulet, now I can fit 4 auras. So I'm using Determination, Vitality, Zealotry and Tempest Shield. And I think I'm gonna drop Vitality soon, and I'm gonna get Defiance Banner. I'm using it right now because Damage over time is a bit annoying to me, so I'm using this for now, but I think eventually I will swap to the Defiance banner. And when it comes to future progression of the gear, I think right now I will focus on getting Animated Guardian, maybe getting a better wand. Again, I want to upgrade my shield, and also the jewels. And speaking of jewels, right now I have again Dead Reckoning, Fortress Covenant, Quickening Covenant. For my medium jewel I have only jewel with Blessed Rebirth, which again I am planning to upgrade pretty soon, and a large one with Call to the Slaughter and Feasting Fiends. And I'm also using 3 ghastly jewels with just some flat life and increased minion damage if you've used the minion skill recently. So there's one, there's second, and there's a third one. For the 3 I am also planning to do a little bit of a rework. I'm probably gonna remove these points and get some additional life, maybe here or here. And for the flask I'm using just instant flask with immunity to bleed, Rumi, Basalt with additional armor, Onslaught with reduce effect of curses. This is the most flexible one. I'm not really sure what to use here, so I just am using Onslaught for some additional movement speed, and Quicksilver for more movement speed. And I am also probably gonna upgrade the belt to Darkness and Throne today with 2 additional ghastly jewels. Okay, so that's it when it comes to my character progression. Now let's talk about Atlas. So I think this league, progressing through the Atlas, was the most enjoyable and the easiest experience ever. This is the first time I actually did not have to buy a single map to be able to finish my Atlas. As you can see, my whole Atlas is done. I only don't have Ivory Temple because I believe this map is bugged and it didn't drop, and I couldn't even horizon into it. Maybe it is fixed right now, but there was not a single one on trade either, so I couldn't complete it. But I believe now it exists, and I also don't have Doriani because it's pretty expensive. So yeah, again, I completed my Atlas. I did not have to buy a single map, and the way I was able to sustain my maps was with just having all of the passives for the additional map drops and Harbinger passives, and also the Kirak. Kirak is amazing. You can always just check for the maps that you have not completed, and you buy them, and after you buy all of them, you do them, and then you do one mission, which you can also do map that you want to complete, and after you do that, the shop will reset and you'll be able to buy more. So most of my maps actually came from this mechanic. And eventually, when I did run out of the missions, I also used some Orbs of Horizon to get the last few missing maps. And the only maps I guess I did buy were some of the unique maps. So again, right now I have all of my Atlas completed. I have like 115 Atlas points, and I also believe I have a bit more because I don't think boss passives show in here, and I do have some passives from the bosses. And speaking of bosses, I've decided to spec into all of the boss passives, and right now I am farming some bosses. So with current gear that I have, I was able to kill pretty much all of the bosses in the game. So as you can see, I have all of the 4 Voidstones, so I did kill the 2 new bosses, so Searing Exarch and Eater of Words. I killed Maven and the Uber Elder. On top of that, I also did complete some of the invitations, and when right now I'm farming bosses, from time to time I'm still failing some of the invitations. So yesterday, for example, I did fail the Elder Slayer invitation, which is the Conquerors, and I did fail one with Elder Guardians. But on the other side, I did complete a lot of them, so I would say like 10-20% of them I'm failing. So right now I am trying to upgrade my build to be able to pretty much just never fail them. And I still haven't done the Feared, Forgotten, and Hidden Invitation. So these are the only 3 things I haven't done. Because of this, I have all of my favorite mission unlocked, except for the last slot, which is the Feared. And speaking of the favorite maps, and right now I have favorite maps Mesa, because this is the smallest map in the game. So my current strategy, except for just farming bosses, would be to just go to the map, kill map boss, and go out. And that's because when you kill the map boss, you proc all of these Atlas passive, well, some of them, and you just have a good chance to drop the Guardian maps. So for example, from here you get 2% chance to drop Shaper and Elder, here you get 25% increased chance to drop Conqueror maps, here you get in total 1.5% chance to drop Synthesis, and I have some other ones which like 10 intelligence for killing a map boss, and additional currency. If I would fully go for this strategy, just not event bossing, just killing the map bosses in normal maps, I would also spec out of all of the Harbinger nodes, and I would probably, to be honest, just take the small ones which give 2% chance for additional connected map to drop from the unique map boss, because obviously if you do this strategy, you're gonna require a lot of maps to be able to sustain them. But I think with this Atlas it probably would be possible. And for the other currency making strategies and what I have been doing up to that point to get all of the gear and currency that I have, I'm not gonna lie, I pretty much just was progressing in my Atlas. That's it, and I was doing the League mechanic. So a lot of currency that I have just came from the League mechanic and just normal drops from the maps. And I think I dropped like 1 exalt while I was progressing, and I don't think I dropped anything else that was that crazy. From 1 Link mechanic I did drop Cold Iron Point, which I sold for like 70k. And right now I am getting again my currency from killing bosses, so I did drop 1 ring from Synthesis map, which I sold for 3 exalts. I got the chest from Cortex, which I sold for 1 exalt. I got helmet from Cyrus, which I sold for 1.5. Some influence items are really expensive. I sold multiple of influence items for like 57 TC, and the same for some synthesis items. So that's where most of my money came from. And right now I have 3x and 300C, which is like 6x total, and I have some of the Guardian maps already bought, and each one of them is like 20, maybe 30C. And for things that I'm planning to do now, and if I'm planning to swap out of this strategy, I personally think right now that one of the best ways to make currency would probably be just simulacrums. So to show you, simulacrums right now cost 1.2 exalt. So if you are gonna do at least 20 ways, which I believe I can do with my current build, and especially if I'm gonna get few small upgrades, and with doing simulacrums we probably gonna get at least like 1 exalt profit from that. So you would, from 1.2x invest, you would drop on average like 2.2 exalt probably from it, especially if you're gonna level up the gems. So that would be the strategy that I would go for if I just wanted to farm a ton of currency. But I'm not gonna lie, I have been doing simulacrums for a lot of leagues in a row. Right now I'm just trying to do different things, mostly focus on just having fun while making a decent currency, rather than just farming simulacrums and not really having fun, but make like 50x per day. And the second strategy like that is logbooks, in my opinion. If you look at the current prices of logbooks, something like item level at least 81, Druids of Broken Circle, costs right now 20c, which is a steal in my opinion. You're gonna get that back just from the loot itself. On top of that, you're gonna get the artifacts and real items, which right now you can use not only to gamble for things like Headhunter and Mageblood, but also you can use to buy just a normal uniques, and you can gamble for them, like again, Cold Iron Point is pretty expensive, the shield, the Lion Eye Remorse, I believe. There's a lot of different items you can just gamble for, and you can just make money from it. But if you don't want to gamble, you want to have some consistent profit, you can also buy Black Scythe Mercenaries, which right now cost 30 to 40c, which is still a really good price for them, and you're gonna get that money back for sure. And also you can use Phenomenal Plagued Arachnid, which right now is only 30C, so you can also copy the logbooks with that recipe if you want. So that would be the second strategy I would go for if I wanted the most amount of currency right now. But again, I don't really like farming logbooks, so I'm not really planning to do that. But if at any point I feel like let's make just 50 exalts today and then progress my build, I guess I'm gonna do one of those strategies. Other than that, I'm just probably gonna try to focus on bossing, and if at any point I'm gonna just get bored of it, because right now I'm not gonna lie, I pretty much really enjoy it, because I pretty much never have done this strategy, and I might try to sell other Atlas strategies. But the issue with trying out different strategies on the Atlas is that I would have to spec out of all of those things and take different things, and if it doesn't work out, then I have to spec into the other things, and every single time you are losing currency for respecs, so that's a bit annoying. So I'm probably gonna try to stick to bosses for now until I get bored of it, and then I'm gonna try out different things. So that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'm just gonna start the stream, and in case you want to watch my progress live, my Twitch channel name is ZenM. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.